Good morning to all of you. So we have started this chapter electricity and magnetism. In this we have discussed the following content so far: electricity, sources of electricity, then how the electric current has been constituted, types of electric circuits, precautions that we have to take before an electric circuit is switched on, electric symbols and its types, circuit diagrams, types of circuit systems, series and parallel circuits, conductors and insulators. And we have started with the magnet and its properties, and we have discussed two properties. First was attractive property and next was directive property. And we came to know that magnetic poles always exist in the pair, they cannot exist independently. Then at last we have discussed about how we can test a substance that it is a magnet or not. Now today we will discuss about magnetic field, electromagnetism, electromagnet and polarity of an electromagnet. So let's see. On placing a compass near the bar magnet, its needle deflects and rests in a direction other than north and south. But what we know from the directive property, if we place a bar magnet suspended freely, then it will always rest in the direction north to south. But what happened to the compass needle? Although compass needle is also a type of magnet, due to the presence of this magnet, its deflection was disturbed. So what was the reason for that? The reason was the magnetic field. And what is magnetic field? The space around the magnet in which its effect can be experienced is called magnetic field. So around every magnet there is an invisible force field that will affect all magnetic objects inside it. Like the magnetic field of a bar magnet is seen with the iron filling. So if you see, the iron filling was kept on this board and it was gently tapped and the magnet was placed below the board. So due to this magnetic field, this is the arrangement of these iron fillings. So you can here see that it is strongest at the poles. All the poles are not situated exactly at the extreme ends, but it is always strongest at the poles and it will start decreasing as we come in middle of the magnet. So this is known as the magnetic field. Now next is electromagnetism. Electromagnetism is a branch of physics that deals with electromagnetic forces that occurs between electrically charged particles. Or we can say that it studies the magnetic effects of electric current. The electromagnetic force is one of the four fundamental forces and exhibit electromagnetic fields such as magnetic fields, electric fields and light. And it is the basic reason electrons bound to the nucleus and responsible for the complete structure of the nucleus. Now to show the magnetic effect of the electric current, let's say there is a compass which is held near a copper wire and the key is open. That is when there is no current in the wire. Now as soon as the key is closed and the wire and the current starts to flow in the wire, what happens? This needle of the magnetic compass gets deflected from its original north-south direction and points in the other direction. So this shows that current carrying wire behaves like a magnet and produces a magnetic field around it. Okay, let's see what is a solenoid. So a solenoid is a coil with many circular closed turns of insulated copper wire like a cylinder as shown below. One end of such solenoid behaves like a north pole and other as a south pole. Therefore, magnetic field due to current in the solenoid is similar to a bar magnet and the field always emerges out of the north pole and always merge into the south pole. So here you can see, like I have said, many circular closed turns like a cylinder. So it is known as the solenoid and it is how it behaves whenever it is connected to the electricity or to the electricity source. So here we can see that the field is emerging out of the north pole. See here, the field is emerging out of the north pole and always merge into the south pole, and so it itself contains north and south. So we can say that magnetic field due to current in the solenoid is similar to a bar magnet. Now what is an electromagnet? An electromagnet consists of a soft iron piece which an insulated copper on which an insulated copper wire is wound. It is a combination of soft iron core and a current carrying coil of insulated copper wire wrapped around it. Like this, here you can see an electromagnet. An iron nail has been taken on which this wire has been wound with some turns. Okay, so it is a combination which we have discussed. So it is the wire, it is the power source, that is a battery. So as soon as this power is on, this iron nail will start to behave like a magnet. So it acts like a magnet that runs on electricity, that is, when an electric current is passed through the insulated wire, the soft iron acquires magnetizing properties and disappears when the current is off. So here the pins have been attracted towards the magnet since the current is on. Now if the current is switched off, what happens? Then the pins will start to fall off, as it will lose its magnetism as soon as the current is turned off. So electromagnet is a temporary magnet, we can say, and it will work whenever there is a supply of electricity, and as soon as the electric current is turned on, it loses all its magnetism and it will not behave like a magnet. Now, like we have said, it is a magnet, so it must be having the polarity, like it must be having the north and south pole. So the polarity at the ends of an electromagnet depends on the direction of current in its coil. So the north-south polarity of an electromagnet can be found easily by using the clock face rule. Now what clock face rule states? It states that when an observer is looking at the face of the coil and finds the current is flowing in the anti-clockwise direction, then the face of the coil behaves as a north pole, and if the current is in clockwise direction, the coil behaves like a south pole. So this is known as the clock face rule. So if when an observer looking at the face of the coil and he find the current is in the anti-clockwise direction, then that becomes the north pole and the other end becomes the south pole. Now how we can make an electromagnet? So generally electromagnets are made in two shapes, a bar shaped and a U-shaped horseshoe magnet. So for that, what you can do, you can take a nail and wound a copper wire around it without any overlap as shown in the figure. So this is then iron nail you can take and you can wound the copper wire on it and it should not overlap. Next, you have to remove the insulation on the wire at the two ends and connect the ends of the wire to the two terminals of the battery via switch and place the paper clips near the nail. When you switch on the current, the paper clips will cling to the nail. This is because the nail becomes an electromagnet, and when the battery is disconnected, the nail is no more an electromagnet and the paper clips will not cling to the nail. So as soon as you switch on the current or as soon as you complete this circuit, what happens? It becomes a magnet, and when it becomes a magnet, the paper clips will attract it towards it. And when you disconnect this battery, that is now there is no current. So we already discussed, whenever there is no current, the electromagnet lose its magnetism and this paper clips which are cling to the nails will not cling to the nail now. Next is U-shaped or horseshoe electromagnet is formed when an insulated copper wire is wound on the two arms of an U-shaped soft iron core. So for this horseshoe magnet acts like a soft iron core, and wounding is done in the anti-clockwise direction in the arm P and in the clockwise direction in the arm Q. And why this type of winding is done? So that we get the two poles, that is north pole and south pole. So when electric current is passed through the winding, it flows in the opposite directions in the arms of the core, and this produces a magnetic field in the opposite direction in the two arms. As a result, one end of the iron core behaves as a north pole and the other end behaves as a south pole. So due to this, it becomes a electromagnet. So we have discussed two types of electromagnet. First was bar shaped and next was the U shaped electromagnet. So always if you want to make the U shaped electromagnet, so winding in the two arms should be done in the opposite direction. Okay, so that you will get the poles north and south. Next is strength of an electromagnet. As we have already seen that electromagnet is a temporary magnet, so we can increase the strength of the electromagnet by knowing the factors that affect its strength. The first one is the nature of the core material, the second is strength of the current passing through the core, and the third is number of turns of wire on the core. So the strength of electromagnetic field increases when you increase the value of current, when you increase the number of turns, and the turns of the wire are pushed close together so that length of the solenoid becomes the shorter. If the more number of turns are there in the shorter length, then again the strength of the magnetic field can be increased. And by placing the soft iron core into the solenoid, okay, we should never put a steel core or a copper core. The core should be soft iron core and it should be placed into the solenoid. So where of many uses of the electromagnet, it is used in electric appliances such as electric bell, electric fan, in lifting heavy loads of iron scrap, to remove the tiny particles of iron from the wound, in separation of iron ores from the impurities, in loading the furnace with irons. In medical science, it is used to cure certain ailments, in preparation of strong permanent magnets, and also in the electromagnetic trains called maglevs that are run in the other countries and which are very high speed trains. So these are the various uses of the electromagnet, and since we can increase the strength of the electromagnet, so its strength is always greater than the permanent magnet. So like here you can see, it is used in the scrap yards to lift the objects made of iron and steel, and this crane is a large electromagnet which is turned on to lift scrap iron and steel and turn off to drop it somewhere else. In the maglev it is used like the high speed trains, and in the electric bell also it is used. Last topic of our discussion is electric bell. So as we have already seen that electric bell works on the principle of an electromagnet. So it consists of an electromagnet, armature, spring, hammer and a gong. Okay, so this is the construction of a electric bell. So this is the electromagnet. Why? Because the wire has been wound on it. This is the spring, soft iron armature. This is the hammer, which when beats on this gong, it will produce the sound. Now how an electric bell work? When a circuit is closed by a switch, the current flows through the U-shaped electromagnet and the core turns into an electromagnet which attracts the armature made of the iron. So when the circuit is closed, the current will start flowing and the core turns into the electromagnet. This we have already done. Now due to this, what happens? This armature, which is made of iron bar, it got attracted towards it, and as it got attracted towards it, so this hammer will strike this metal gong, and as the hammer strikes the metal gong, again what happens? The armature moves towards the electromagnet and contact of the adjustment screw breaks the circuit, and as soon as it moves forward, the contact breaks, and as the contact breaks, the current stops flowing through the coil and then this sound stops. So due to this, this electric bell works. So when the current starts flowing, this becomes electromagnet. This iron bar will get attracted towards it. When it get attracted towards it, this hammer strikes the gong. This hammer strikes the gong, then the sound is produced. And as it moves forward, the contact with this screw is breaking. Due to this, the circuit is break, and we can say the current will stop flowing through the coil. So due to the spring nature, the electromagnetism is lost and armature return back to its original position. This circuit is completed and the action is repeated. So making and breaking of the circuit of the electromagnet continues as long as the push button gets pressed. So when we want to ring the bell, then what we need to do, we have to push the button again and again so that the bell will keep on ringing. These bells are used at railroad crossings, in telephones, fire and burglar alarms, school bells and doorbells, etc. So this is the end of this chapter, electricity and magnetism. I hope you must have understood the topics. For more information, you go through the book. Thank you.